Hello everyone, I'm Jiro Imai of Happy Science University. As a further critic of the New York Times slandering article on Happy Science, a HSU student discusses reporters' ignorance from the perspective that the revelation from the invisible world is the starting point of all religions. Now let's watch his presentation.
I want to refute the suspicion of the spiritual message phenomenon. First, let's think about the beginning of the religions that have already become world religions. Every religion was started by the founder who believed in the invisible world, heard the voice from invisible beings, and interacted with those spiritual beings. For example, Jesus Christ preached that the teachings of the Father in heaven are spoken through his mouth, and Mahomet also relayed the words of Allah through the Archangel Gabriel. In this way, the origins of world religion had interaction with invisible beings. The wisdom gained from that interaction remained as teachings for future generations and has been guiding humankind for thousands of years. A psychic named Edgar Cayce was born in the US in the early 20th century. He went to sleep and spoke the words of existence other than himself, clarified the cause and treatment of his client's illness, and even told the karma of the person's past life. There are about 15,000 records of his readings spoken in a sleeping state. In other words, the revelations of God and the dialogues with spirits are phenomena that have occurred in every age. Why have those words survived for generations? It is because these revelations or spiritual messages contain the truth that deeply touched people's hearts. In the case of Happy Science, the contents of the spiritual messages conducted by Master Okawa have been revealed in more than 900 books published so far. A wide variety of spiritual beings spoke those messages, ranging from high spirits in heaven to demons in hell. Many of these messages come from famous historical figures that everyone knows. The very fact that those diseased humans can send spiritual messages to people living on earth proves that the spirit world really exists. The New York Times article ridicules these spiritual messages and never talks about the truth they contain. However, the teachings of Happy Science, including these spiritual messages, are now believed by people in over 105 countries, regardless of nationality or religion. This fact indicates that many people throughout the world acknowledge that these spiritual messages contain the truth. The reporter who wrote this article seems to have the prejudice that the motivation for religious activity is making money. And from that prejudice, we feel some malicious intent to mock Happy Science based on false information. New phenomena are not always understood by the commonly held beliefs of the times. However, those who do not accept such phenomena will be left behind in the current age, while for those who recognize their potential, the door to the new era will open. Journalists who influence public opinion should be open-minded and not deny, slander, or ridicule new or as yet unexplained events. I hope journalists delved into such sensitive issues with more tolerance and spiritual insight. Thank you for listening.